Hello. Big day today. Be my first time ever selling pigs at a livestock market. Um, Apprehensive, excited, all that. Part of that due to M27 roadworks. Hopefully it's not too bad. But the pigs are loaded. I'm taking 25, I think there's 26 in there. I take 26 to Fruit Market. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So the reason I'm apprehensive about the market, aside from the fact that I've never been to this one before, and it's the same when when we sold our sheep last year, around this time actually, I think, with Chris and Zoe at Ashford. I was apprehensive, but at least I had Chris there to show me the ropes. This time I'm going in solo, and yeah, should be an experience. I've been following their looking at their market reports, because they sell pigs every 2 weeks, and the price has been pretty decent for sort of selling pigs at a livestock market, because it's not usually as good as if I was to sell them through our online shop, obviously. But we have had to sell some at market just to give us a bit of breathing space with the feed bill, because I'm taking, like I said, 26, and when they're eating around 2 kilos, 2.5 kilos a day, that racks up pretty quickly. And so I just thought, give us a bit of a break, help the old bank account, sell a few, and then see how it goes. But spoke to the guy that does the auctioneer, and he said that the trade's been pretty strong for the coloured pigs. You can say coloured pigs. Ours at Tamworth, we've got a one token black one in there, a saddleback cross. So he said that they've been doing good, so hopefully that translates today, and we get some good money. But oh my god, my stomach is absolutely turning like hell. I don't normally get nervous, but this is one of those times. It reminds me of days of playing rugby on a Saturday morning. The stomach used to feel exactly like this. So I've just got here and loaded the pigs. My stomach isn't. Oh my god. Considerably nervous, or significantly nervous. That's where the cafe is, so I'm gonna go have a look at that, have a breakfast, and then go watch them being sold. Wish me luck. And breathe. Right, so pigs are sold. Price wise, pretty much what I expected. I did a little low on some of the other pens, or some pens, but all in all, it's what I expected. So we had 4 pens. One pen had just girls in, so gilts. Female pigs have not had a piglet before, and then the other 3 pens were mixed. Now there's this, I don't know where it came from, but there's this myth that pigs, actually it's not a myth, because as they get older, a bull would taste different to a female, but at the age at which they're slaughtered at, the animals are not mature enough to have that much difference in taste, i.e. be tainted with more taint if it's a male pig. But female pigs always make more money at markets. And the whole time I've been in pig farming, it's always the case. But obviously when you sell to an abattoir, you don't get that discrepancy. But at a livestock market, that is always the case. So they made the most at £64 a head, and then the others, 2 pence average at 46. And the reason they were the same is because the seller, the auctioneer, said that if whoever bid the first pen, if they win the first pen, they can take the second one as well at the same price. And initially I was like, and in my head I'm thinking, you can't do that. But then I asked someone I met at the cafe, which actually made me feel a bit more at ease, because it's someone we interact with on TikTok. We've been interacting for months or years actually, and I met him today for the first time. Shout out Steve. And yeah, we were just chatting, and that made me feel at ease, because the first person I knew at the market. And I asked him, I said, why is that? And he said, because the pigs have been running together, because pigs fight when you mix them. So if you were to buy 2 pens that are from different farms, aside from potential sort of the pigs from one farm have a different let's say disease resistance to another, they fight like hell. So if you get told you're going to get 2 pens together for the same price, you know they're not going to fight. It's almost like an encouragement. So that's why they were the same price. And then the other pen of mixed as well, they made £44 a head. So yeah, all in all, an average of 50 odd there, which is, I know it's definitely not as much as I would make if I was to sell them through our butchery or through the online shop. It's nowhere near as much as I'd make if I was to sell them through the hog roast or a catering company. But don't forget the 6 months of feeding that they would have to go into them before they get ready to be sold. And I said previously that I wanted a bit of a break for us at home, both for the land, because we don't have that much land for them to roam around throughout the year, and also for the feed bill, because they eat a lot and they only eat more as they get older. So at the moment, it's handy. It was a quick fix. But would I do this in the long run? Definitely not. I think it works for some people. Like Steve, a guy I was talking to, he had a hell of a deal back in December. He bought some pigs and he brought them in today, and even everyone was giving him jip, like, oh my god, you're going to be a millionaire after this, because he got a hell of a deal then, kept them for about 3 months, and then sold them today for much more money. But again, you're not people saying that it's going to earn a lot of money compared to what he bought them for. People aren't considering how much money has gone in to feed them to get them to this stage to sell them for more money. So actually, we're working it out on rough maths there, and he was actually, you think maybe making around £30 a pig. He had 10, so that's about 300 quid. But he's had them for 3 months. So when you look at it in wages terms, it's earned £100 a month since having those pigs. So it just goes to show you, when people talk about sort of the price of food, how so some things can cost to some people a lot of money. When you put it into perspective, it's actually not really that much. Like, you think those 10 pigs, it cost, someone has earned £100 a month. Yes, that's not his only job, but someone has earned £100 a month to look after those pigs, to then come and sell them, for them to go get slaughtered, to get sold at a shop or a butchery. And not many people get £100 a month wages in this country. So yeah, it just puts things into perspective. And then when you actually compare it to other things we buy as a norm these days, things that aren't necessities compared to what food is. You think like, I drink alcohol. Pints now, you'd be lucky to get a pint for less than a fiver, and a pint is, you drink it and it's gone. Whereas if you're gonna buy like a joint of meat for £10, £12, £15, £20, you can get a few meals out of it. So it's just sort of, in my mind, I always look at it as a prioritization exercise. It's like, yes, this is gonna make me feel good for the 5-10 minutes whilst drinking it, but actually, if I was to spend that money or triple that money and buy a joint of meat or something else, you get a meal out of it, 2, 3 meals, 4 meals. So yeah, I think as a society, definitely UK, we've still got a long way to go in terms of how we see food, and almost seeing food as, rather than just something you need to buy to exist, but something that um, should be taken a bit more seriously, and what's the word I'm looking for? Should be not relished, enjoyed. Yeah, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but yeah, things that food should be seen as a number one. Like, without food, obviously, we won't be able to exist. So yeah, I think aside from the other aspects of life, rent is expensive, transport is expensive, fuel is expensive, everything else. I think we, yeah, as a society, we definitely need to focus more on nutritious food to keep people healthy, and then off the back of that, you got a healthy society, probably less strain to our hospitals, because not many people are getting ill for whatever reason. Your immunity is good because you're eating good, and it filters through the whole way. But anyway, interesting day at market. Fast and hopefully last day of me selling our pigs through a livestock market. But that said, I enjoyed it. I can see why people go to market. Is a social side to it. Like, as soon as I met Steve, one of his other friends came and sat. We spoke to him, and then walking around the ring as pigs were selling, just chatting to people, cracking jokes. Yeah, it was. I'd come to market just for that. Even if I wasn't selling anything, and if I had the time, I'd definitely go to market just for that. The breakfast as well, obviously. Yeah, the social aspect of livestock markets is definitely a big thing for us in the farming community. And like Steve was telling me, he's got like a radius that he doesn't go far out of, because this is home, and he just stays in his area. And I think if you go to market, people coming from the county or neighbouring counties, like I've come from Hampshire, down this way. Yeah, it's definitely like a socializing hub in the farming community, and I hope in years to come, I know the way certain aspects of the industry are almost getting squeezed out, and being sort of too much red tape getting involved, and meaning businesses can't afford it and they're leaving. Hopefully livestock markets don't get affected like that in future. But that's that for me. I got about an hour and a half, an hour and 40 to get home, and then got feeding, butchery, and yeah, back in the hamster wheel. Thank you for watching.